Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and these are some Jakks Pacific 4-inch baddies. And I'm really excited to unbox these because after this, there's not much left to collect for the classic line outside of Trip that is just coming out, so I'll find that eventually. But after these, we have just Super Sonic left, and then we're mostly caught up. So going from left to right, we have Egg, and Eggy. I'm kidding. In the middle, we have classic Dr. Eggman, which the box is falling apart, so I'm trying to be careful with it. And then to the left, we have Heavy King from Sonic Mania, as well as Heavy Gunner, also in Sonic Mania. So if you're new here, we're going to unbox these guys, we're going to compare it to a couple other figures over here, and we're overall just going to have a good time. I've got these figures from multiple people, and I can't remember which figure I got from whom, but I do know I did not find these in the wild. This is all thanks to help from other people, so thank you everyone who helped me. But I think the first one I want to unbox is going to be Dr. Eggman, so we're going to be hiding these two over here for now. And let's get a delicate, closer look at this Eggman right here. Now, some people will call this Dr. Robotnik because it's based on the classic incarnation. Some other people call him Classic Eggman. It really all depends on when you were born, honestly. But he comes with a little goalpost at the end, but him showing off the Eggman logo first. And then on the back, we get to see the articulation, other characters within the wave. And it's funny that I pretty much have this whole wave. And somebody asked me to unbox the Mecha Sonic, but I already did that long before I started collecting these figures seriously, so I'm sorry that video is not happening. So without further ado, I guess let's do an easy unboxing. But since it's already coming off the card, I'm just gonna lift up the bubble, give it a good shake. Okay, that didn't work. What if I do it from the other side? Yeah. And judging from this side, it's just Eggman on both sides. That's funny. I expected it to be Sonic on the other end, like one of the other goalposts I got from another playset. No, it's just Eggman on both sides, and to be honest, I approve of that. That's really funny. But it does look like he is tied down a good bit, so we're going to take this out, we're going to nip a few things, and then we should be okay. I think it's just his legs and his one arm. Alright. That was easy. That was real easy. Heck yeah. So we'll just put that over here for now. And I guess we just rip him out. Oh, that was the easiest and quietest unboxing I've done for a Sonic figure. That's nice. And here is Classic Eggman. Now here's a closer look at him. It's so silly to look at this because this is like the most articulated Classic Eggman figure I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen a figure of Classic Eggman with ankle rockers or knee joints. Like, this is silly to me. I'm not used to this. But with all the articulation he has, like being able to move his head, being able to like move his wrist on a ball joint and other stuff like that, like, it is a good figure, and the paint job's fairly clean as well. Like, for a $10 figure, this is what I expect. And it's also not very heavy. It's pretty hollow, so it won't be too top-heavy, thankfully. But I like this. This looks really nice. Like, Eggman won't be able to, like, fully sit down, but that's okay. It's so silly. Like, when I see this Eggman, I don't think of Dr. Robotnik, I don't think of the classic games. I think of Jackbotnik, like on Instagram or any other social media. I met him at the Sonic Symphony, and that was pretty cool. And I would love to, like, meet him, like, a few more times, I guess. He seems pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I don't think of, you know, Sonic characters. I think of a cosplayer. I think he made it. I think that's pretty iconic. That's really funny. But let's compare him to a couple other figures in the line. First up, you gotta compare him to his main rival, Sonic. And the scaling is fairly odd, I think. I never got good enough at the classic games to have Sonic chase Eggman towards the Death Egg robot. I was never that good at the games. But I'm fairly confident this scaling isn't right, but I don't know, I could be wrong. If anything, this probably looks better than what we got with the modern figures, so I'll take it. But then we also have him next to one of his best creations, Metal Sonic. Yeah, he's looking a little tall in my opinion. So, yeah, again, I don't think that scaling's right, but, like, they look good next to each other, I think. I like it. But since people asked for it, here's a comparison for him in Mecha Sonic or Silver Sonic, whatever you want to call him. And I love this figure a lot because they weren't afraid to use metallic paint, and it complements the figure extremely well. If only they would do that for anything else that requires metallic paint, but they don't. But we also do have a 2.5-inch Eggman from Jakks Pacific, but this one specifically is from the playset where he comes with his little Eggmobile. So he has like the extra articulation, he has those bent legs. It looks a little weird. But to be honest, I don't want a standard Eggman by himself. I want him in his Eggmobile. That's how you mostly see him, so that's okay. But the only other classic Eggman I have to compare it to is the Jazzwares one that we got with the Sonic Through Time Sonic Generations run. And at the time I thought this figure was mostly fine, but you can definitely tell that it's like extremely simple. And the amount of detail on the Jakks Pacific one is so much nicer, whether it be the extra strands of hair within the mustache, or the fact that you can rotate his hands however you need to on the ball pegs. I'm always gonna love the Jazzwares one because of nostalgia, but this is a much better figure for sure. But I think it wouldn't be right if I did an Eggman comparison without the modern Eggman. So here he is, next to the modern Eggman. I think it's funny how it looks like the classic one is actually taller than the modern one. Personally, I'm more of a fan of the modern design, mainly because that's the one I kind of grew up with, because Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are my favorite Sonic games. And plus, my first Eggman figure I ever had was the one from Toy Island, which, hold on, I think I have that still. Give me a sec. Yeah, here it is. Holy crap. Yeah, the scaling is not right. You can tell this one's definitely a much older toy, but for the longest time, this is the Eggman that I knew and loved for a long time. And I love how both of these figures have the devious smiles on them. So I think this Eggman's probably going to be my favorite for a long time just because it was my first one. But, man, they look really good now. Which, by the way, when is Nendoroid going to make an Eggman? Because I would love to see a modern looking Eggman, but with a body style fairly close to what a classic Eggman would be. I accidentally knocked over my Nendoroid with this little display that took me forever to properly set up. Thankfully it didn't get messed up too bad, but I'm happy it didn't break. Next up, let's do the Heavy King. Now, is he the king of Eggman robots? No. Not in my eyes. In my eyes, that solely belongs to Neo Metal Sonic, or just Metal Sonic in general, because I feel like he's the best. Which, by the way, question of the day. Who do you think is the best Eggman robot that was made? I feel like the correct answer is Metal Sonic, but let's pretend that Metal Sonic is not an option. I feel like if I was gonna have only one favorite outside of Metal Sonic, I feel like it would be Gamma, because I love his story in Sonic Adventure so much. It's a tragic story. Which, by the way, I doubt Jakks Pacific watches my videos, but let's pretend they do. When are we gonna get a new Gamma figure? When are we gonna get to Call? If you're already gonna tease us with Chaos, please deliver with the other ones. But anyway, here is Heavy King, and he comes with a little staff. That's actually a really cool accessory. I'm happy when a Sonic figure can come with an accessory that actually complements the character. I know that sounds like the bare minimum. Like, it sounds like it shouldn't be much, but in this toy line, it is heavily appreciated. We get to see the Heavy King himself, his little staff, the standard packaging. Then on the back, we got 13 points of articulation. Then we got the rest of the lineup right here, which I guess I have all of these. I just realized I never read the bio for Classic Eggman. Hold on. It said something like, okay, an evil genius with an IQ of 300, Dr. Eggman has been battling Sonic for world domination. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Chloe. I accidentally threw it at my cat. Anyway, for Heavy King coming with his scepter, the leader of the hard-boiled heavies, Heavy King walks tall and carries his big scepter. I mean, that's as far as I know. I never got to finish Sonic Mania because I'm not good at classic Sonic games. But in the prototype, it has him with metallic paint looking all nice and dandy, and this one has gray. They're afraid of metallic paint. I don't know, but whatever. But anyway, Heavy King, let's unbox him. This one is actually well put together. This one was actually well maintained. So, this one requires a little bit of effort to unbox. I'm not seeing anything tying him down, so we could probably actually just properly unbox him. First, we'll get the scepter. This is probably my favorite piece, to be honest. This is so cool looking. And I can only imagine how fun the photoshopping would be, like with just putting something inside the staff. But also, I'm pretty confident it'll be annoying to Photoshop because I don't know about your angle, but my angle, I'm seeing like 3 ring lights. I only got 2. But this still looks really cool. Like, this is probably one of my favorite accessories in a Sonic figure so far. And then we got to take him out real quick. All right, how are we doing this? Come on! Come on! Get out of there, you cape! There we go. And here is Heavy King. So getting a closer look, you can see that he doesn't have that metallic paint that would look so good on him if he managed to keep it. I feel the gray looks fine. If they would have revealed it with the gray, it would have looked fine. But the fact that they shown off the prototype with the metallic paint and refused to give us that is so silly. But speaking of silly, this articulation looks so weird. So like, the shoulders, they're fine. The elbows have a bicep swivel as well as a hinge right here. Yeah, that makes sense. But the legs, they're all like, you know what? I'm just gonna just do, a sideways H pose, if you want to call it that. And then you can bend it forward. Oh my goodness. I guess the leg can go forward and back too, because it's just a peg at the end of a ball hinge, so I guess that moves like that. That makes sense. But oh goodness gracious, can you move the head at all? Okay. So, okay. I thought the cape was gonna be like something. I don't know why I didn't think about it all that much, but I mean, he's articulated. You can do what you want with him for the most part. But although I'm upset that he doesn't have the metallic paint, I do like the pearlescent gold that he has across the chest and his boots. Anything pearlescent gets me excited because it kind of reminds me of like some of the McDonald's toys, like the little LCD games, because some of them had like pearlescent plastic. I love that. I'm a sucker. I'm easy for that kind of stuff. But now we gotta get him his staff. Is he left or right-handed? Well, I threw the box, so I don't know. Hold on. And the box doesn't show me either. Oh, well. I guess we're just gonna go to Google. The pictures show, I guess, the left hand? I'm not sure if it really matters, to be completely honest, but I'm going to go with left because I am also left-handed. So I guess we're just going to snap that in place. Ah, there we go. That's neat. I guess we got to have it at an angle so it, like, you know, it doesn't grind on the ground all too much. But since I already compared all the other Eggman baddies, I didn't pull out, what's his name? Egg Robo. So here is Egg Robo next to the Heavy King. I feel like they belong with each other. I feel like they could hang out. But if we're gonna compare, what is it? Stuff with, like, you know, Heavy King. This is stuff from Sonic Mania. We also got to see him with a Phantom Ruby because they used that in that game, right? Can you hold it? Can you do something with it? It doesn't look like it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna pretend he's holding it. Phantom Ruby. Pretty cool. I mean, I guess we can compare it to Robotnik since we unboxed him earlier. At least he's taller. I'll give him that. I don't think they made 2.5-inch versions of these figures, did they? I don't think they have. Personally, I still think Metal Sonic is more goated. That's just my opinion, though. And again, Gamma is a lot cooler. He's the best robot. He saves us all. And then we got Omega over here saying, like, every other Eggman robot is trash. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna put him over here. I'm running low on space. But next up, we got Heavy Gunner. Unfortunately, outside of Heavy King, Heavy Gunner is the only other robot out of the heavies? Whatever they're called. The hard-boiled heavies, that's what they're called. It's just King and Gunner. Everyone else did not get any love. Which makes sense because from what it sounds like, nobody likes the classic line all that much. And to be honest, I don't really care about the Mania baddies all that much because I don't play the classic games all that much, but that's just me. But he still looks cool, I guess. Like, look at him. He's a cop. He's a sheriff. Comes with a little gun. The back there, it says it's a little blaster, 13 points of articulation, a figure fell over, but that's okay. In the wave, we got Mephiles, Shadow, and Supersonic, which we have all of those. And then with his little bio saying that the more destructive member of the hard-boiled heavies that demands you respect and authority. I think they meant to say your respect and authority, but no, look at that. That says demands you respect and authority. I don't think the guys over at Jakks Pacific have Grammarly installed on their computers. And I don't know why. These figures love falling over. You would think with the classic Eggman from Jakks being hollow, he wouldn't be so top heavy. But he sure falls over. But before we unbox the heavy gunner right here, I want to give you guys a quick reminder. You can pick up some figgies of classic Sonic characters and soon modern Sonic characters with my coupon code with KGR5. You can save 5% off your order of $50 or more. And if you buy a full wave, there's already a small discount on top of that. So like an additional 5% off does save you a bit of money, so that's pretty sweet. But they're little magnets that go on this little metallic card. They have a little awesome background or a basic background. Or if you don't want to use the card, you can use it as a magnet. You can put it on your fridge, you can put it on the side of your PC, you can put it wherever you want, as long as it has a magnet on it. And if it doesn't, there's a sticker in there to make it magnetic if you really want to. You do whatever you want. But anyway, back to the unboxing. Heavy gunner. Let's open them. I think out of the 3 that I got today, I think this was the first one I got. It was either that or Heavy King. It was one of the 2. We got a little bit of things holding us in real quick, so we got to take those out. But yeah, I'm fairly confident I had this one. I can't remember. So now that I finally have everything to unbox, I'm really excited because I'm so excited to just finish up the line and be done. Then we have this little plastic piece right here to like cover his little badge. And then he just comes out, right? Yeah. Then his little blaster. Yeah. And here is Heavy Gunner. His legs are very loose. That has me really nervous. I mean, he stands up just fine, but like the fact that his legs wibble side to side, I'm not a huge fan of that. But because of him like flying and like using his gun and stuff all the time, I wish I had a stand for him to just like stand up and fly around, but I'm not gonna be that serious about it. I'm fine. But you can see he has a hand just dedicated to be a little trigger finger, so you can hold his little egg gunner, so that's pretty neat. I actually really like the color scheme on this guy. I think he's so colorful and fun. I love this as a toy. This is so cool. But anyway, let's put the gun on him real quick. So let's like bend his arm properly to do the gunning. And I guess the green faces the front, judging by the trigger right here. So we're gonna just slide that in, put it right on the trigger, and bing, bada, boom. He's ready. So we gotta bend his knees real quick, and I guess put his one fist up. I have no idea. So now he's flying around. He's gonna be doing whatever. And unfortunately, this is one of the last of the boiled heavies, the hard-boiled heavies, whatever they're called, that got an action figure. I think it'd be cool to have like a whole lineup of them on the shelf. That'd be really sick, especially for those who really love Sonic Mania. But unfortunately, it was only King and Gunner. That's about it. But hey, at least he has a buddy that also has a gun, so that's pretty nice. But the fact that like the Egg Robo has a glossy finish rather than the hard-boiled heavies, or at least the Egg Gunner having a matte finish, it looks a little silly to me, but that's okay. But I kind of like the hard-boiled heavies, mainly because I do like Egg Robo, mainly because I love Sonic R. Sonic R is one of my favorite games. So, seeing the hard-boiled heavies pretty much act like they're cousins, essentially, I don't know, like it's pretty neat to me. But, these are the 3 figures we unboxed today, and, I mean, I'm happy. They look pretty sick. Speaking of, kind of feel a little sick. It seems like every other week, I'm getting sick. And I'm quite sick of it. But I'm so happy to add these to the shelf because after this, it's only Supersonic. And then we just gotta keep up whenever Trip comes out. And that's so cool. I love the fact that we're just about done collecting. So now I gotta worry about what I'm gonna unbox next. So, oof. But anyway, thank you for watching. And if you're new and you like what you saw, You know what to do. In the description, there's going to be my link tree if you want to follow me on anything. But next week, we're going to unbox Classic Super Sonic, and after that, maybe get some other type of Sonic video. We'll see what happens. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.